All right, people, we are long overdue for a discussion and re-examination of the comic book eras and why the modern era has been so long. We need to rename this. Let's talk about it. And for more comic books and comic-related content, head over to genoscomics.com. Welcome back to another comic book discussion. So again, we are looking at the comic book era, specifically the modern era, because it's gone on for so long. Some people count it as the 80s, mid 80s. Some people count it as early 90s. Depends on whether or not you recognize the Copper Age. And as I kind of do a little bit of searching around the internet, some social media as well, it depends on where you find it. It depends on who you're talking to, because again, not everybody recognizes the Copper Age. You can kind of see it, and everybody usually kind of just sticks with gold and silver, bronze, modern, and then that's kind of it. And some people have done some brainstorming to look at some other ones, and other people do count the platinum age before the golden age, and even some of the years of the golden age are kind of argued and disputed. And then some people will count the modern or the copper age right before the modern age. So we just need to look at that, because if you look at all those time periods, and I'm not going to go into the full history of each of the eras, or why they exist, but we just have to look at how long those lasted. And looking at the modern era, either go from 84, 85, or 91. Either way, that's only, what, a 6-7 year difference there. But it's 2022, and we're still going by, this is the modern era. That at some point we're long overdue for a re-examination of that, but we definitely need to get on that, especially because look at what's going to happen 10, 20, 30 years from now. When we get back to the 2060s and 70s, and then, okay, 80s. Then all of a sudden, you're damn near 100 years deep into the modern era. That's not going to work. So, one, we need to either look at some new naming conventions and breaking up some of these other eras, or specifically the modern era, or cut it off and come up with a new era. So I did find this one online, so I want to shout out to him. Chris Jams, I think I found this on Twitter some time ago. I don't know what I was doing, but shout out to them. And this is kind of what they outline: new ages of golden comic books. The golden age runs from 1938 to 1955. Silver picks up in 56, runs to 70. Bronze, 71 up to 84. Now this is where previously some people have argued it just jumps right into the modern, but some say this part is actually the copper age from 85 to 91, extreme 92 to 99, and postmodern from 2000 to 2010, and then now would be the current reboot era from 2011 up to now, with probably spurred with the DC's New 52. Also, a point of emphasis: if you're new or aren't exactly well versed in comics, so a lot of times it's not just the time periods; it's also marked by a specific event within the world of comics, not necessarily within the comics pages, maybe something regarding publishing or whatnot, and they kind of recognize that here with the reboot and postmodern and reboot there. And some people also kind of categorize or kind of label this current era as the digital era, which I think is great. Looking back what Chris Jams put here, I probably wouldn't go with 85 to 91 being modern. I like that being copper. So platinum, golden, silver, bronze, and copper. And then I like modern picking up. I do like extreme as well, but I think modern just has to exist in there somewhere. It just kind of fits perfectly. So modern or extreme for that 90s run there. And then postmodern, don't know how I feel about that one. Maybe you could just make that one just modern there. And then I do like the reboot, or maybe a digital kind of era there. So digital age, digital era, kind of picking up there, but then taking over for the last, 10, 11 years here. So kind of digging that, but I don't know. I just thought this would be fun, interesting conversation. Again, as I said, it's never just about the comics. There's always something cool to discuss within the world of comics. And I think this is one of those things, especially for collectors and just for the sake of it, because, and again, it's just having the modern era be so long and just cover such an expansive stretch of time doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't fit. At some point, it just has to get cut off. And now you're up to, again, we're in 2022. You're talking about either 84, 85, or 91. That's just such massive stretch of time, and I don't think anyone is in a rush to change it. And there's just kind of a, I don't know, I don't want to say indictment, but and there's just this funny part about the world of comics and how the comics industry can be quick on the uptake in regards, slow in some, and just absolutely resistant in others. And this is just kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, we're kind of where the comic market is going to kind of dictate a lot of things, where similar to how we do first appearances and where there's the debate of first appearances and cameos and all that, and the comic market kind of dictated that. This could kind of fall in line with that. I don't know, but it's just really going to fall onto the comic fans and the collectors out there, especially, kind of dictating that or kind of making a push for that. Like, hey, you know, this is something that we need to do. And again, I've heard people talk about this, but I think it's long past time that we had a deep kind of dive into it. And like, okay, we really need to make a push and kind of re-examine these and adjust this. And as I alluded to earlier, there have been so many points that have kind of defined different eras for different people. And I think right now, 30 plus years, there are several points where you could break it up. Like, okay, this defines this era, the modern era, the extreme era, digital things, and all of those, plenty of points to kind of stick a pin into and like, okay, this is a great hardline moment where there was a radical shift in the industry or a major shift as far as something with storytelling, a major event, or again, New 52 was a big point of that rise in digital comics and everything. There are several of those. So yeah, I don't know, just curious what everybody's input is and kind of feelings and thoughts. Because again, this has been touched on before. I don't remember when I found this tweet. I just had it in my favorites. And I was like, oh, you know, let me just say this is cool, interesting. Because I've been looking at that for a long time now, for a couple of years at least. And kind of wondering like, okay, at some point, are we going to readjust these? And I know I'm not the only one. So this conversation is definitely not new. And a lot of people have kind of brainstormed this. So I don't know, put on your brainstormer hats. Let us know in the comments below where your thoughts are in regards to this, either adjusting all of them or maybe, hey, you know what, scrapping the copper as some people do. Again, that's kind of funny. Some people don't even recognize it at all. And people forget the platinum age before the golden age. But I don't want it to be a hardline thing where it's kind of focused on the superhero genre within the world of comics and comic strips. But all of comics and like every genre, comic strips, comic books, all of that, digital as well now. So there's lots to kind of focus on. So I don't know, just keeping this conversation going forward and hopefully sparking more and get some more ideas out there. Everybody's brainstorming and coming up with something so we can, I don't know, either put a hard line into the modern era or just rename it. Again, I still like the idea of having a modern era, some point in there from 91 after the copper age, still recognize that. And then, I don't know, modern up to maybe mid or probably 2010, 2011, whatever, and then going digital from there, and then kind of get ready for something after that. But who's to say? Let's see what the world of comics has to say. Share your opinions in the comments below. Happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. This is Genoscomics. Thanks for watching, and peace out.